See, here's the thing, and it's apparently it's never really touched on again. Rick and Morty, and I just uh, I hate this just as much as anyone else. Rick and Morty season 5. Check this out.
Happened, Cherry. You jerk offs ready to get the answers to your burning questions?
What's this,
Now-
Dad?
The memory of which Beth is real and which Beth is a clone, obviously.
You mind blew yourself? You literally don't even know which of your daughters is real. Of
Yeah,
course you
I
don't.
mean-
Why am I surprised?
I'm sure you'd love for us to need that from you, but I don't care what's in that vial.
Yeah, me neither. You're a piece of shit either way.
So what, after all this, you don't want to know the truth?
The truth is we have more important shit to do, like raise our kids and stamp out the Federation, neither of which seem like they want anything to do with you.
Morty, some, you gotta at least want to know who your real
Wait
mom
a
is.
minute.
Not really, Rick. We have 2 badass moms now. That's kind of a win-win.
Yeah, Grandpa Rick, don't drag us into your bullshit just because you're losing control.
Now, see, we never actually find out, basically that's it right there. Basically we never really, find out who is and who isn't the clone. Because, Rick, erased his own memory. But it really doesn't matter if he did or didn't erase his memory unless he paid attention to the position of the hands of the clone in Beth. You really wouldn't know which one was which anyways. See, what happened is Beth killed her best friend from childhood, little Tommy. Tommy's father was going to be killed and convicted of murder of his son and put to death in the death electric chair whatnot because he supposedly killed his son. But he didn't really kill his son, even though they could never find the body. It was assumed so. Basically, what happened is when they were kids, him and Beth were best friends. Him and Tom, Beth and Tommy, and Rick was so caught up in his own bullshit, he basically developed a space age fantasy care center or whatever playground for his child Beth to play in to keep her out of his hair. Anyway, you'll have to watch the episode to get the full gist of it. I'm just giving you the highlights. But in this made up world that Rick created for his daughter Beth, there was nothing in the world, in that play world, that could actually hurt anyone, but causing him harm. Because Rick designed it that way, you couldn't drown. The grass was rubber, like a bounce house. The water was breathable, stuff like that. Anyways, well, Rick's design, super genius. He says he's a god. Well, I don't know about that. Anyways, so Beth ends up, she gets pissed at her friend Tommy one day and leaves him there. And then as she's growing up and then she completes forgets all about. But then something triggers her, and that's when she asks her father about her, and eventually they find Tommy still living in that make-believe world that he made his own, And well, like I said, you'll have to watch the episode to get the the gist thereof. I'm just giving you the highlights. Anyways, bottom line is, she wants Tommy to come back home to the real world, so his dad won't be convicted of killing Tommy, because clearly he didn't kill Tommy because Tommy was trapped in that world. But Tommy made that world his real life, bada bing, bada boom, and he fought tooth and nail to stay there. And Beth did everything she did to try to convince him to come back to the real world. Eventually, it got to the point where there was not a yin or yang, and they never do explain what happened. But Beth came back to the real world, and apparently she killed Tommy. But she knows that her dad has a cloning system, and she happens to be able to bring back one of Tommy's fingers. So they make a clone of Tommy and everything, and present that as the real Tommy, and no one ever really knows except Beth and Rick. And so the father is no longer on death row. He gets set free. Bullshit, cat tar. And then Beth wants to leave because she feels her life has gotten so damn boring, and it slowed down to the slow pace of a snail, maybe even slower. And she wants more out of life. Oh. So she convinces her dad. Well, she asked her dad to make a clone of her because her dad Rick says, "Well, I make a clone of you, and you can stay here. Your clone can stay here, performing your wifely duty, family duty, and whatever, and you can go up to wherever the Blue Blazes Qatar you want to go, and then when you come back, just transfer the memories and the information of the clone or whatnot back to you, and Qatar, and then destroy the clone." And it really wouldn't be murder because clones are just they're not real life forms. Anyways, so she can't make up her mind, so she tells Rick, "I know what I want to do. I want you to make the decision for me." Well, Rick knows that he knows what she wants, so that's why he chooses. He doesn't choose himself what he wants. He chooses what she wanted. And see, the reason she did that is because she wanted to be able to absorb herself if something like this ever comes up, which eventually it did, and they end up blaming Rick for it all. When the bottom line is, it was bad all along, just like season 1, episode 6, Love Potion number 9, where Morty wants his grandpa Rick to make a love potion to force Jessica to fall in love with him. And that gets all fucked up. And because it all gets fucked up, the world gets destroyed. Everybody turns into monsters and whatnot. So Rick and Morty, they go to an alternate dimension, where in this dimension, the Rick and Morty died. And so the Rick and Morty that was from the other dimension that was screwed up just took the place. Ba bing ba boom. So they're not even in their own dimension. So and see, eventually that comes up once again later on, and they also lay blame now on Rick. And Rick may have played a small part in it, but a small part, a very small part. But the bottom line is, Rick isn't the one that fucked everything up in the first place. It was Morty. Morty screwed everything up. It's his fault because the only way the virus, see, it was a love bug potion, which would force that person to love you to the end of time, no ifs, ands, or buts. And anyway, you would have to watch the episode. Season 1, episode 6, called Love Potion number 9. It's basically from that point, from that episode, that's when Rick and Morty start to get interesting. Before that, it's kind of boring, you know. So if you don't check it out, you know, and they never really do the backstory on. Well, if you watch the last episode of season 5, that's what I'm getting at. Season 5 never mentions or picks up anything of where season 4 left off. The mention of the clone Beth or whatnot isn't even brought up or whatnot. They all love Rick again. Nobody really hates him anymore. Blah 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 blah. The clone or the real Beth or whatnot, they don't even. That never gets touched on again. But now there's 2 Beths. There's one on Earth and there's one in space, fighting for a Star Wars thing. And so she's called Space Beth now. And Space Beth is only in one episode for about 15 minutes, maybe less. But yeah, season 4 is never touched on again. The only thing that kind of brings it back to life is the last episode when Bad Morty is brought up again, and that's when we learn what really happened. Somewhat from the beginning, before Rick and Morty ever became Rick and Morty. Apparently, Rick is the one that created the center of bricks. Anyway, you would have to watch it to get the gist of what I'm talking about, because there's just too much to jam into 30 minutes, you know. But I mean, there's too much to tell about to jam within 30 minutes to help you understand, because well, let's just say it would be easier to understand it by watching it, because by me getting all technical and intellectual with you and everything, I mean, I'm sorry, but some of you, you may very well just get edge of the gist of what I'm speaking thereof. And since you only get the gist edge of what I'm speaking thereof, then you wouldn't really clearly understand or comprehend the situation, time frame, and blah 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 blah, pretty well, and stuff like that. So bottom line is, you want to know what, the whole point of this post right here is let you know that if you're gonna continue watching Rick and Morty, skip all of season 5 except for the last episode, because everything of season 5 has nothing to do, I mean absolutely basically has nothing to do with the continuation of season 4 whatsoever. Rick and Morty season 5 is boring enough to be its own thing, you know. The only episode that really touches on the previous Rick and Morty, and it doesn't even touch on season 4. It takes you all the way back to season 2 and 3 and 1. Basically, the only touching of season 4 it does is when we got the 15 minutes of space bath. Other than that, no. So just skip all season 5 except for the last episode, because that's the last episode that takes you back to season 1, 2, and 3. Like I said, season 4 is never touched on ever again. They never. It's just a footnote in the mention thereof, because like I said, they have space bath for about 10 minutes, something like that. Other than that, season 4 is never touched on again. So they fucked up, because it's like season 4 never happened, you know. Yeah, so like I said, basically season 5 killed season 4, you know. And because I too am a big Rick and Morty fan, and I too have binge watched every single episode of season 5, and that's how I can tell you that it really has no relevance to, doesn't pick up from season 4. Like I said, the only episode that has any relevance to any of it is the very last episode, which after watching that, you will wonder, how in the fuck are they going to pick up a season 6 from it? Because it's like, in the last episode of season 5, it's like everything is destroyed. All the alternate dimensions of Rick and Morty are destroyed, and the only thing that survived of season 5, it appears to be the bad Morty. Which, if you really stop and think about, it's not they refer to him as a bad Morty, but he's not really a bad guy. He's just a Morty that's sick and tired and fed up with Rick's BS. It's basically a Morty that's rebelling against adulthood. until now, eventually he becomes an adult, which, anyway, bottom line is, he's actually rebelling against himself because Rick Morty, is the one that fucked everything up from the very beginning. Like I said, Morty is the reason why Rick and Morty had to abandon Earth, the original dimension, and go to another dimension. So that's on Morty. That Rick. That's not Rick's fault. So fuck Morty, okay? And the thing with Beth, fuck Beth too, because that's her fault, because she's the one that killed Tommy. She's the one that goaded her father into making a clone of her so she could leave her family or whatever. And so, yeah. I mean, season 5 kind of does it justice that they destroyed season 4 because, but the thing is, all this slit that's being thrown out there that they're blaming Rick for, it's not his fault at all. I mean, he just tries his best to come up with a solution. Other than that, everybody else is a fuck up. I mean, if you don't understand what I'm getting at or whatnot, you're still scratching your head going, Condi, what the fuck you talking about? If you're one of those kind of people, and you're really curious, watch, if you have HBO Max, you can binge watch it right now. Rick and Morty, all the way to the last episode of season 5, and you will see what I'm talking about. Yeah. But, so yeah, but if you're just one of those people that's looking for, if you're just watching this because you're looking for something to watch or something to, listen to while you're working or whatnot, more power to you. But the bottom line is, I am not talking with you because you're one of those people that just turns me on for sound, so you're really not interested. I mean, it's like me, when I turn on the radio, the boombox, yeah, it's since the 80s. But anyway, like I turn it on just for sound. Beethoven, oh, I love Beethoven. Mozart, Sabapo, anyways. If you're not a subscriber, I hope you will become a subscriber, because hey, what else you got going on? Life's boring enough, without having an arc in your life or bored, I just try to mix it up a little, But, yeah. So, let's see, how do we end this? Oh, yeah, Hakuna Matata. What is that phrase? Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, you got it. Hakuna Matata, Koiso, sing song, and remember, above all else, stay awesome, possum. And, yeah, that's about it. Yeah, that's right. Hakuna Matata, Koiso, sing song, and remember, above all else, stay awesome, possum. Until next time.